Okay, welcome everybody to Ortelius Outreach on June 15th. Tracy, go ahead, take it away.
We don't have a lot to cover. Secure Chain Con is all lined up. I have updated the websites. I updated the blog page. I've sent out all of the social media tiles to our speakers. I have sat down with John and went through the questions that he wants me to ask him. So I think we're all, other than me getting the recordings from the speakers, and I already have one. I might have a second one. They said they were going to try to get to me this Friday. They're all due this coming Friday, so I'll be scrambling to put those together over the weekend, and we should be all set for Secure Chain Con.
Awesome.
Steve will be probably if there's anybody who wants to do anything in the area of a demo, just just pick it up with Steve. Because we have 30 minutes just to talk about any features and stuff we've done with Ortelius. I'm hoping that Steve covers some of the new stuff that we're going to do with the IBM folks around their SBOM analyzer for accuracy, so we can put scores in that. Steve has, so remember we are working with the Space Domain Awareness what they call their TAPS lab up in Colorado Springs. Steve has finished integration with the GKE or the Kubernetes audit log because it would work really well for them to have an audit log to track any changes in their cluster. We talked about making it easy to onboard. This gives a little effort for one person to onboard, but then once you're tracking the audit logs, it's hands off for anybody else other
Yeah,
than generating an SBOM. So maybe he'll walk through how he did that for SDA TAP.
and it sounded like that they may want to um skip that and go with just monitoring the GitOps repo. So it
That's what
was
I think. That's what I think most people will want to do, to be honest.
we'll consider the GitOps repo as a source of truth, even though there's a sync delay for 10,
Yeah,
15 minutes, whatever. So
but that's common across so many people too. It's a way easier way to explain it and for people to implement. And then the Helm chart becomes the primary source of truth with the operator.
only thing is, I just don't know if you get to from the GitOps repo side. I don't think you know the where it was deployed to,
Why not?
because GitOps is a pull methodology, not a push. So the clusters pull, and they can have 10 clusters pulling from the same GitOps repo.
But I believe that they're in the Helm chart or somewhere in the operator, it says where that stuff's installed.
Nope. So that's what I got to figure out. I got to take a deeper dive into the.
Yeah, there's got to be. So how does it know where to put it?
You configured the cluster on where you configure the pull mechanism in the cluster.
Right, so the operator's running on the cluster and watching the GitOps repo for a change in the Helm chart.
Right.
So is there a mechanism that installs the operator?
Uh, yeah, there's when you create the cluster, you have to install Argo or Flux. That's why I got to look. I got to see if there's a way to, um, if there's data somewhere that we can grab from the GitOps side that we can have them map where this is getting deployed to.
And there's nothing in the Helm chart that names the location, the namespace, or anything.
The namespace will be there, but not the cluster name.
Well, we have the namespace. If we can start tracking that, then we have to figure out a way to track the cluster, but one step at a time, right?
Yeah, that's why I got to look at it. That's why the Kubernetes audit log is definitely the the simplest and cleanest way to go because we get all the information in one go. Um,
I
but
think we have to offer, keep both in
oh
place.
yeah, I just got to see how I can drive that other information. There is a thing for I think Argo that they have a way to do a message to send out messages about kind of basically create an audit log without creating a Kubernetes audit log. So I just,
Okay, so on that topic, team, the OpenSSF, their SBOM Everywhere working group is starting to work on a deployment bomb. I'm hoping
No, that's
Steve,
cool.
yes, Steve, I'm hoping that you'll join that so you can start giving them direction of what we need. Because then they can go to Argo and say, you have to start generating this, which then gives us the audit log.
So,
right.
Steve, I know what you're looking for. Argo events. Sorry, sorry.
well, I was just
Yeah,
curious. The deployment bomb is capturing the provenance pre build, or I'm just curious
no,
about. Okay,
It's
it's just it's literally it's more of a runtime bomb
okay,
of what where this is what the environment it looks like that it's running on
Well, let's
okay,
just put it this way.
versus how I got there.
got
They're
it.
just now working on it. So if we give them the direction that we need to know where it's, how it got there, where it's running on, we can get that in there.
Okay,
I
yeah,
put it in the chat there. Argo events. I think that's what you
yeah.
guys are
It's
looking for.
uh,
Yeah, I got to look at that one.
so
I looked at
Yeah,
Flux. I got to look at Argo.
yeah.
yeah. One thing we started trying to define, actually, it became DevOps Lifecycle Manager became a commercial product that got killed when CollabNet was consumed was an XML file format that people in the build cycle registered their activities um, to. Something I always thought was missing from SBOMs, in that especially as we look at supply chain attacks, right? You can attack. Well, we can find out the component is vulnerable, but we can also have failures in the tools and processes. Long story short, but uh,
Yeah,
is that, and I know I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but is that project announced publicly, Tracy? OpenSSF
It is.
deployment?
It was in some way, yeah. They talked about it during
Okay.
the community days. So Kate was up there talking about
Okay.
their work. But
Okay.
we should be there to push them to let them know what we need. This is our opportunity because it's easier to do it while they're designing it than it is later after everybody's forgotten about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's on Fridays. Let me look.
Friday's like at noon Mountain Time. It's like the worst time ever.
See.
That's happening in the TSC. So let's see.
Yeah, that's the SBOM Everywhere working group. The OpenSSF TOC or TAC is
It is at 9 o'clock on Friday mornings, which I can probably start doing, but I have my Textron gang that I do at 9:50. So
oh
yeah, we should. It's 9 o'clock in the morning on Friday.
Tracy, can you drop whatever link you have? I'm just going on the calendar and I don't see it right away. Thanks.
And then I will put it in the notes.
Thank you.
I know this is kind of maybe a bit off topic, but since we're talking a lot about eventing and data being thrown around between all these isolated systems, which is how I've been understanding our discussions, have any of you ever investigated having a semantic layer that lives inside your Kubernetes cluster or somewhere where that semantic layer can be queried for all this data?
I've thought about that. And the reason why we haven't gone there is we want to avoid having people install extra Ortelius things into their cluster. That usually is a pushback.
Okay, because you're busy experimenting with that at the moment.
I've done it. I've looked at it in the past.
Okay. We're using something called Core.
I'm
It's
trying to
very early
remember.
on. It's very early on
No,
the.
it was looking at creating a CRD for Ortelius that you give it a certain permissions and it can go query things.
For me, it was like this universal database plugin, like a JDBC type of thing, and you can query any database through this layer, this API layer. Knows how to
Mm,
talk to any data in any system. So you don't have to have all these, don't have to try and build logic for all the different types of data because I just look at them as databases. Your CVE database is, well, doesn't matter what tool you're using, it's still a database, right? Azure, a cloud is a database. Behind it all is a GraphQL database with all these things, right?
Yeah.
So if you could glue it all together with a semantic layer that knows how to talk to all of them, you only have to query one layer.
We
That
should.
was kind of my thinking.
yeah.
Does something exist for this, Sasha?
Yeah. I'm gonna just get it for you. Look, it's still very early on. And I was like thinking this could be amazing for Ortelius or even any platform engineering or any system, right? If you have this one layer that knows how to talk to any of the other pieces, right?
I,
And
I,
it might be a security solver too, because now you only have to you only have to let people talk to that layer and nothing else, not actually to the database anymore.
so
I know, I'm
so
just thinking,
yeah.
yeah,
So I'd love to maybe, and I guess be careful about taking too much time to talk to you about it. I had creating something called MKT for MPCs to infer endpoints.
yeah,
Effectively, the short of what it does is it describes the endpoint pattern
yeah,
semantically, uh,
yeah.
then embeds that in a vector embedding database. So when it's for LLM, so when an LLM wants to
It's
find an
clever.
endpoint
Exactly.
that performs an operation, it's a cosine between.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's like a
It describes what
unified,
it wants to
it's
do.
unifying it's unifying your data, right, into a single database that you can query for all the others.
Yeah, like
It's very
like
cool.
in operator,
Yeah,
subject out operator encoded as a vector, and then it can find
yeah,
MCP endpoints that match that. But
yeah, that's clever. That's exactly it, basically, right?
yeah, I'd love to show it to you sometime. I'll look
I'd
at
love to see it. I'd love to see that. Let me find that link for you guys, Bastian.
switch over on Slack more, so I'm gonna go find you.
So while you guys are looking for that, I am continuing to work on the onboarding process. I have some work to do for identity management around ODIC for uh, Google, GitHub, GitLab, um, and so people can onboard and sign in using one of those as the authentication process. So that's in the works. I think that'll help as well. And hey, Brian, did the LFX tools have their own login, like, or did it always LFX tools always
Use your LFID. Yeah.
yeah, you can, so they have their own ID then. And not like
Yes.
okay.
Well, but your yes, long story short is it's not a LFX tools login, it's a unified login across the Linux Foundation.
Okay.
But it is Linux Foundation's ID and all
Okay.
systems. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know because the reason why I was asking when I always had to log into any Linux Foundation stuff, I just use my GitHub um association instead of going and creating another ID.
Yeah, and now I got to dig and recall. I've been logged in maybe last week, but yeah, so it may support OAuth, um, but ultimately the credential system is built on that was a key pillar of what Jim was doing is building an ID system across events, LFX, etc.
Got it.
Long story short, it'll be the same thing you log in for CDCon. You're same as your login for CDCon.
Okay. All right. Because I'm just trying to determine if we need to support that right out of the box.
I think it would be
If there's a
very.
big enough community to worry about
It's a
in
big
a
enough
first pass.
community to worry about. Yeah, I believe so, and I also believe it's an opportunity to be in good standing with to
Yep.
to gain some goodwill with the LO.
Okay, I'll add that to my list. I'm gonna tackle Google first, and then GitHub, then GitLab, and then I'll do the LFX on that list. Then there's other ones like, Authentic and a couple others, that are out there. Okta, SAML.
Oh yeah, yeah, Octoshamble.
All right. Anybody else have anything? Sasha, were you able to find that link? And
Not yet. I've got it somewhere. Just got to find it. I'll put it in Discord and I'll send it to Brian on Slack.
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. All righty. Tracy, anything else that we need to prep
No,
for?
just we're looking at I got 2 more weeks before the end of our blogathon period. So if you got anything, get it submitted. I think that's it. We probably should want to think about how we want to move forward with summer. Last year we took July and August. We basically after a Secure Chain Con, we might want to just maybe have one more meeting in the middle of July and then end it through the 1st of September.
Yep. I say we do that meeting, like you said, just the meeting after Secure Chain Con, and then go from there.
And if we need to, we can always pull together.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
All right.
Cheers, everyone. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.